All right, how's it going, everybody? My name is Ryan Almeida, and for my creature feature for tropical marine ecology, I chose the clownfish, but specifically, we're going to be kind of looking at the whole clownfish and enemy relationship. So, to start off with a brief life history, the clownfish, as we know it, has been real popularized in the last 20 years from Finding Nemo, classic fish everybody thinks of in the aquarium trade and especially in a tropical marine ecology. So the clownfish is not actually just one species of fish. It's 30 species under the subfamily Amphiprionidae. They are only found in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. They can grow about 11 centimeters in length. They consume algae and small invertebrates. And a common misconception that a lot of people have is that clownfish are born male. And that's actually not true. Clownfish are born with incomplete male and female sex organs, and they will end up being either male or female. And if you look at this picture, actually, there's a picture of three clownfish sitting in anemone, and you can actually see those parasitic isopods that we talked about in class in their tongues. That was pretty cool. So to get into the beef and potatoes of this, I want to talk about the symbiotic relationships between the clownfish and the anemone. So as we learned in class and throughout our studies, the clownfish and anemone relationship is just a classic example of a mutualism relationship in the environment. So to dive into that, the sea anemone will provide protection and nutrients to the clownfish. In return, the clownfish provides ventilation, carbon, and nitrogen to the host anemone and its zooxanthellae endosymbionts. Now, further research actually shows that clownfish that are reared with an anemone host experience a positive growth rate in both length and weight. So, how does it work? Obviously, as we've learned in class, the sea anemone belongs to the phylum Cnidaria, and as we have learned, phylum Cnidaria contain nematocysts which discharge venom into an organism that comes in contact with it. So if we look at this little diagram, this is just a classic kind of nematocyst-nematocyte diagram that shows the inner workings of that. So down here, this is the housing, that's the nematocyte, that's the actual stinging cell. And then up here is the nematocyst, that's that kind of harpoon-like thing, which can deliver the venom. So why does this relationship work? Why is the clownfish safe from the anemone stinger? Obviously, you would think the clownfish would be able to take on that venom. That's not true. So old hypotheses say that clownfish have a strong epithelial mucus and that they could slowly acclimate to the anemone through physical contact. And that could be, easy little tail flaps, just brushing up against it, rubbing up and kissing the anemone. But a new hypothesis and new research has come out in the last 2 years that says that the epithelial and microbiota converge before the first physical contact. And so that kind of happens through, just water movement, currents and stuff. So when a clownfish and an anemone are in close proximity, whether that be in the lab, in the same tank, or out in the wild, kind of in the same area, the water currents will pull some of the microbiota from the clownfish and some of them from the anemone, in which they will converge. And then that allows the clownfish to then acclimate and become immune to the anemone. And this is that kind of chemical camouflage that protects the anemone, the clownfish. And so this allows the clownfish to, in turn, work with the anemone and not get stung by the nematocysts. Nematocysts, sorry. Another very cool fact about this is that once the clownfish and anemone relationship is established, it will share this kind of signature microbiota for about 2 weeks, even after they are separated. So you can remove an anemone from the clownfish, put them in totally separate tanks, and when you study them, they will actually both contain the same microbiomes. So just some key takeaways from this. The clownfish and anemone relationship is just a classic example of mutualism in a tropical marine environment. And, in any kind of biology course, it's a great way to describe it. Although the anemones have nematocysts, clownfish are immune to their venomous deliveries. And my last big key takeaway is that New research shows that clownfish do not actually need physical touch to get acclimated to an enemy, but instead they can get acclimated just through water. And here are my citations.